Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic Iraq Priestess, and I'm sorry I haven't made a video in the last couple of weeks. I want you to know I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. When I went to look at my channel this morning, I was shocked at how much my channel has grown lately and how many people are finding me on YouTube. So that's very exciting, and I don't want you guys to think that because I don't make videos frequently, or sometimes it takes a week or more before I make a video, that you guys aren't important to me. It's just that sometimes with work and the kids and things like that, it just makes it hard to find time to record the videos and things like that. But I wanted to make this video for the longest of time, since Sunday, actually. And this video is going to be about, I know that I stopped doing the Orisha series, um, but there is an Orisha I wanted to cover. And after what happened Sunday, it was validation and confirmation that I wanted to cover this particular Orisha. And this Orisha is Babalu Aye, who is synchronized with Saint Lazarus. And Babalu Aye's feast day is December 17th. Um, and the Lazarus that he is attached to is the beggar aspect. The story, not Saint Lazarus that resuscitated because of his sister and Jesus called him and he resuscitated from the dead after 3 days. The Lazarus that usually is synchronized with Babalu Aye is the beggar. And they said he was a servant of a rich man who was often fed table scraps. And so the rich man, when he died, went to hell. And Lazarus, because he was a righteous man, even though he was poor in life, he went to heaven. And so he became rich in death, and the rich guy became poor. Okay. And in his life, okay, he had dogs that would comfort him because the dogs would be the ones that would be under the table eating scraps with him. The dogs are very sacred to St. Lazarus, to Babalu Aye. They always have a saying in Spanish, no te metas con los perros de San Lázaro, de Babalu Aye. Don't mess with his dogs. Babalu Aye is the energy that Babalu Aye is. He's the father of the world, and he's also the personification of all sicknesses and illness on earth. Okay, so he's very revered, but also very feared. He can cure illness, but he can also cause illness. Okay, he can cure illness, like I said, but he can also cause death. Okay, so he is a Orisha that's respected by all the other Orishas. Okay, and he can possess anyone in a ritual. Okay, um, he can be disagreeable at times. His color is royal purple. His day of the week is Wednesday and Friday. His number is 17. And usually his beads or necklace, talisman, are blue beads with white stripes. The kinds of food that Babalu Aye likes are grain, rice, wheat, corn, beans, chickpeas, garbanzos, popcorn covered with palm oil, burnt bread, roast corn on the cob, green coconuts, garlic, onions, smoked fish, and possum. The sacred animals of Babalu Aye are the pigeons, roosters, guinea hens, and bearded goats. Okay, and so when working with Babalu Aye, okay, he is represented by the people with broken or missing limbs, okay, derelicts, beggars, people that are abandoned by society, so the throwaways of society, okay? And the reason why Babalu Aye is so revered is because he is a spirit of compassion. He protects those people that are left by society. He protects the disabled. He protects the abandoned. And the people that serve Babalu Aye, he instills compassion and humility with these people. And if people show unkindness to those that are less fortunate than them, Babalu Aye is said to punish indifference and complacency, okay? Because it is believed that he is in every beggar, In every outcast, in every person that is suffering in society, there is a Babalu Aye in those people. Okay. And so with him, it is said that if you treat these people unkindly, he will punish you. Babalu Aye, because he's justice. Okay. He's justice. And he helps with things like cancer and leprosy and AIDS and all these diseases that we have now. Like he is said to help with that. And the reason why I wanted to talk about Babalu Aye was because I recently had a very beautiful ritual performed on me. I was going through a really hard time, which I'm not going to get into on here. And instead of reacting to things like I used to do, because we all grow and we developed in our spirituality. The old me would have spazzed out, been depressed for days, crying in bed and things like that. But instead, I went to my teacher, um, someone that I look up to spiritually, my mentor, and she was very kind. And I spent 2 days with her the weekend, and I'm not going to get into what happened in the ritual because that's very personal and not really supposed to be sharing that with people outside the tradition, but she healed me through the African spirits and our ancestors and things like that and my lineage. And it was a very intense ritual. A lot of healing took place, a lot of crying, a lot of just very life changing. It's one of the most powerful experiences that I've ever had in my life. And I came back home. On the way home, because she lives far away from me, I was on the bus. So there's a bus that takes me from the state that she lives in to my state of Pennsylvania. And while I was on that bus, there was this gentleman. You could tell he was homeless. He looked really dirty. And I could tell that he was talking to people, but nobody was really listening. He looked like a throwaway. And he was asking me questions. I can see his anxiety. Again, I could see his clothes were dirty. He looked like he's been living in the streets, right? Clean, but you could just tell, like his clothes weren't. So, you know what I mean? So, when we were on the bus, he starts talking to me about how noises scare him and all that stuff. So, he was very anxious about the stop that he was getting off. And I assured him that I was getting off in the same stop because I was. And I struck conversation with him. And he was telling me about how he was a Vietnam veteran and he was trying to stay clean and trying to start a new life and things like that. And that he was going to go live with his mom. And I felt the spirit of Babalu Aye coming over me. And because he did a healing with me, because he heals spiritually as well, he was one of the energies that healed me in this very intensive spiritual healing that was done for me. Um, he was like, I know you don't have a lot of money on you. I want you to give this gentleman $20. When you just have that, when the spirit's talking to you, when it's something outside of yourself that just gives you that gut instinct and just what you're supposed to do. And so I continued to talk to him. I prayed inside my head. And I remember Babalu Aye just keep bringing that to me. Remember that in every derelict and every homeless person and every beggar, there's me in them. So how can you believe in something you don't see? Because we don't see. Like we could see spirits in our mind's eye, but we don't physically touch them like I would touch a physical person that's in front of me. How can we serve something that we don't see? Yet sometimes as human beings, it's like the people that we do see, we don't see them and we don't help. I've been guilty of that myself. I've gotten caught up in my own personal stuff sometimes and not see the outside suffering of others. So we're human. And I was like, that's true. So I went in my purse and I got the $20 and I said, have you eaten today? And he says, no, I don't have any money. And I said, how do you plan to go to your mom's house? And he's like, I guess I'm going to walk. And I know what he told me, it was maybe a 10, 15-minute walk. which wouldn't be a big deal, but the way he was shaking and nervous and things like that. Sorry about the noise upstairs. My daughter's running downstairs. Um, I knew that I had to do this. So I went and gave him my $20. And it was like my last $20. And I remember the guy who was sitting in front of me, he says, God is going to bless you for that. And I said, Creator, God has already blessed me. And so I'm paying that blessing forward. And that's what inspired me to make this video. Um, Babalu Aye is very sacred Orisha because one of his stories was he was a womanizer and they inflicted him with illness, so he got smallpox and he was ostracized by the other Orishas. And Elegua felt really sorry for him and like appealed to God because Orishas are not God. They are extensions of God. You can kind of correlate them to angels. In most African spirituality, there's only one God, and spirits that help, ancestors, angels, kind of, that help with different tasks. But there's only one, so divinity, not many gods or goddesses and things like that. So when they interceded for Babalu Aye, because he had lost the respect of the Orishas, eventually he went to the Dahomey tribe, which is the tribe that most of the slaves and people that were taken from Africa ended up in Haiti. So Babalu Aye, they said it was going to be treated like royalty. That's why his color is purple. And he did go to Dahomey and he was treated like the king of that. So in Voodoo. And so he's very sacred, St. Lazarus, Babalu Aye, which is called something different. I'm not going to get into what he's called in Voodoo. But he's a very sacred energy. And just looking at that man, I felt like I saw Babalu Aye in him. And I thought I would share that with you guys. I thank you so much for watching this video. Much love, light, and blessings. And I love you guys. And I look forward to making other videos. Okay, guys? Love you. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed weekend.